could be neat, it could be sweet, or stink like rotten meat. It's the dragon and the wolf, the dragon and the wolf. We will review the worst of the worst, the best of the best, and the lowest of the low. The dragon and the wolf, the dragon and the wolf, the dragon and the wolf.
But I'm the squirrel!
Well, people, that was our review for Iron Man 3, and now on to our second video review.
That was cool. You know, everyone I spoke to said they enjoyed watching it, so, you know, I'm right into this. Anyway, what are we doing next? What's the next movie?
The next one's a big one. It's, Star Trek Into Darkness.
You wanna hurt me? Go ahead if it makes you feel any better. Yeah, I didn't like the last Star Trek, so I'm an easy target. Yeah, you're right. I should stay and do this review. But I also listen too much. I listen to other people. I could be a cold-hearted cynic and do this review like you. I just don't like to have my feelings hurt. Well, you think what you want about me, and that goes for the rest of you, because I'm not changing. I like old Star Trek. I like William Shatner. I like Ricardo Montalban. They like me. Their customers like me, because that's the real article. What you see is what you get. And I'm leaving.
Leaving? You can't leave me to do this shit alone. What are you doing?
Get back here!
Well, I guess that's just me then, people. Star Trek Into Darkness. Now to make people aware, yes, me and the Squirrel did not like the 2009 J.J. Abrams reboot of Star Trek. And to give the people a very quick summary of why the Squirrel and I did not like the 2009 Star Trek reboot, well, let's just say this. When you have the writers of the Transformers franchise, yes, that's right people, Transformers. That's right people, the ones who put giant testicles on Devastator.
I am directly below! Enemy scrotum!
What a pile of shit.
Well, let's just say I didn't really care for the Star Trek film. But this is not that film. This is Star Trek Into Darkness. So what did I think of it? But before I review that, I must say, handing my money over to the cashier reminded me of that scene from Ghost. You know when Whoopi Goldberg was trying to pay the nuns and she didn't want to hand the money over? I felt like me. I felt ashamed to actually give my money over to see this film. But what did I think of it? And like I said before, with the 2009 Star Trek film, I had many issues with this, and some of them are resolved in this film. However, some of them are carried across. The issues with characters and plot lines and dialogue are still pretty lame. However, the acting is definitely better in this film. Chris Pine as Captain Kirk acts the role. He's cocky, smartass, arrogant. He's a good young Kirk. He's not great, but he's good. Zach Quinto is a lot better than Spock in this film. He plays a much better Spock in this film, and that actually helps carry the film. He's a much better Spock in this than he ever was at all in the 2009 film. Zoe, whatever the friggin' her name is, Zoe Schneider, Shania O'Connor, whatever her bloody name is a good Uhura. But if we're going to talk about Uhura, let's talk about a plot hole already in this film, where she knows fluent Klingon. However, in Star Trek The Undiscovered Country, as in this scene,
He's talking pig Latin. I don't know what he's saying.
she cannot even read Klingon out of a book. Yes, alternate universe, I know, I've heard it all before. Now let's move along to the villain himself. Benedict Arnold, or Benedict Cucumber, whatever the friggin' hell his name is, plays John Harrison, or Harrison Ford, or whatever you want to call him.
Get off my plane.
Without doubt, he carries the film. He is an amazing, talented actor, and without doubt, cannot wait to see him in other films. And without saying much about his character, because his character does have twists and turns and ups and downs, like having sex on a pogo stick on a trampoline. However, but just go along with the fact that he is an amazing, talented, amazing actor, and I cannot wait to see him in other films. Now for the actual film itself. It's action-packed. It's fun. It's stupid. It's corny. It's like Transformers 1. The only issue I do have with the film itself is all the really good elements are taken straight out of previous Star Trek films or TV shows, which is not a big deal. However, if you're going to make something new, isn't it meant to be new? But in Star Trek Into Darkness, when you just redo the same plots of the previous films, it does seem rehashed. You can't help but think, I remember that great moment from the other Star Trek film, or from the other great Star Trek TV show. And that is definitely the big flaw with it. As fun as it is, you can't help but remember the good elements from previous films. Now, would I advise people to see this film? Yes and no. If you enjoy just a good, stupid science fiction movie, I'm sure you're going to get lots of enjoyment out of this. However, if you're a hardcore Star Trek fan, you might not like it. You may like it. I don't know. It really comes down to taste. It's not, as I said, it's not as insulting as the 2009 Star Trek film, which I do consider an insult to the franchise. But with this film, you do have some great action scenes. You do have some great acting. You also have some bad acting. You also have some bad dialogue. However, the good does outweigh the bad in this case. It does have lackluster music, it does have lackluster scenes, and it has a lot of fucking lens flares, as always.
I was blind, now I can see. Oh!
However, the lens flares are toned down. Somewhat. And be sure to take your official Star Trek Into Darkness lens flare survival kit. Only $20. Get it at the box office before you see the film. And now for the official rating on the Wolf scale, I'm giving this 3 stars out of 5. If you don't like it, suck my hairy testicle wolf balls. And with one last thought, you can clearly see while making this film, J.J. Abrams is a Star Wars fan. You can just tell by the action, the adventure, the humor. He clearly wanted to make Star Wars.
My thing. Meanwhile, with Star Trek, I had friends who loved it, and I just never, I tried. I'd sit and watch episodes and try to find my way in, and for some reason, I think this because it was a more philosophical, sort of debate-driven show, I loved the action of Star Wars, and Trek never seemed to really have that.
If he wanted to make a Star Wars film, what? He is making Star Wars? Well, I'd be fucked. Anyway. That's my final thoughts on the film. It's decent. It's okay. Oh, you're back. About time you showed up.
Look, don't look at me like that. It was a bad time for everyone, alright? But the main thing is it's over. You did everything you could to make this review happen. Take a look at them. Take a look at those people lining up for that movie. They're scared. And they spent $25 on this. And they're seeing it in 3D! But for you, the moment's come. It's over. This mission and this movie is over! Nothing is over! Nothing! You just didn't turn it off! It wasn't my Star Trek. Fans asked me, I didn't ask them. And I did what I had to do to review this film. But somebody wouldn't let me enjoy it. And I come into the world and see all these maggots at the cinema, protesting me, spitting, calling me JJ Head and all that vile crap. Who are they to protest me, huh? Who are they? Unless I've been there, and what the hell they're yelling about. You're the last of an elite group. A very small group that didn't like the last Star Trek film. Don't let it end like this.
Back then I could watch a good Star Trek film. That could take my money. I could be entertained. But now I can't even fucking watch this thing without it being in 3D!
It's a long road when you're on your own, and it hurts when they tear your dreams apart. And every new town just seems to bring you down, trying to find peace of mind can break your heart. It's so